I'm fine, man. So I had a question, right?
Right,
Um, I was in a 2.5 year long relationship with this girl I knew,
right.
and we broke up about 3 months ago.
Okay.
Um, and I didn't really do anything like in good faith. Genuinely, I didn't cheat. It was very spontaneous, and it was in a very bad moment.
Okay.
Back then, to get you to understand, because I'm trying to make a point later on, and it's not going to make sense if I do not explain this right now. I got a possible, I don't know if I can say that on TikTok, but CANCER. You know what I'm trying to spell?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Diagnosis. Luckily, I don't have it, but I got the
Good.
diagnosis possibly.
Okay.
And when I didn't know if I even had it or not, she left me suddenly.
Mm.
Um, and basically, since then, I didn't have any contact with her. I saw her one time, and that was a week after the breakup, and she acted very weird. Like, I just asked her, "Hey, how are you doing?" And she was just like, she didn't even ask me back. She was just smiling weirdly at me,
Mm.
which was weird. But back then, I felt like it's been a week. I mean, maybe she's just shocked to see me, something like that. Um, and last weekend, I was out at a club with a friend of mine, and I saw her, and that was crazy. And I would assume like, hey, it's been 3 months. I've been dating this other girl for like a little rebound. She was doing her own thing, so I've heard. And I felt like, hey, we can all be grown-ups, and I just walked up to her, or I didn't walk. She walked past me, and I just said to her, "Hey, what's up?" I just said, "Hey, how you doing?" Because I really don't have any hard feelings for her. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Water under the bridge. And after 3 months again, she did that weird ass smile, and to give you the image, she blocked me on everything, even on Duolingo, which
Mm.
is crazy. And she refuses to talk to me. And even after those 3 months, I called up her friend. Her friend was with her in the club, and I just straight up asked her, like, just out of genuine curiosity, not even if I want to back, like, what did I do, bro? What could I have possibly been doing right? And she just told me, like, I don't know either. I asked her, does she have a new boyfriend? No, she doesn't have a new boyfriend. Did she ever mention anything of me doing her badly or whatever? She said, no, she didn't. So I'm basically calling in to, like, maybe you could shed some light on the
So you
situation.
said.
Give me, like,
So you said that. So you saw her again after she left, and she like did a weird smile, and then y'all started dealing with each other again.
no, nothing. She just, like, I just said to her, like, both times that I saw her, like, hey, how you doing, Amy? You doing all right? And she just gave me this weird ass awkward smile,
Right.
just like she saw water burning.
I know what happened. She knows what she did, and she knows what she did wasn't a good thing. She feel no, it's not. She's no longer interested. Mr. O'Neill, every time you answer the question, it's wrong. She feels shame and guilt for how she left the relationship.
You
So
think?
seeing you, yes, she left you when you were sick, potentially sick.
Yeah.
So every
And
time she sees you, she's reminded of that, and she feels that shame and guilt. Blocking you everywhere is her way of trying to prevent feeling that way.
I mean, every time it's the same. I mean, it's such a weird reaction. I mean, even her own friends told me, like, that shit is childish, because they know the story too, and
Right.
they're like also telling me, like, they don't get it. They really don't.
Right. No, yeah, that's all that's happening here. That's all.
Damn.
The weird reaction is because she's feeling that way when she's seeing you, right? And that weird smile is just the physical manifestation of her feeling weird inside. She's not
Yeah.
comfortable in your presence.
Yeah. I mean, and after she saw me, that was the funniest thing, right? Because I was, I mean, that night was awesome. If I really just, my answer is, my question is answered, but I really want to tell you about that night. So I told you that was a friend of her, right? And I was way drunk, bro. I had the best night of my life. I didn't even have a problem with her being there. It even made it better that she was there. And her friend came up to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I already kissed two girls. She saw that. I was on cloud nine, bro. And her friend walked up to me, her best friend. And she walks up to me, she starts talking with me. She's drunk, I'm drunk. And we getting it all. And I started kissing with her, bro. And she saw that. I swear to God, bro. Oh, if I could record her face. Oh my God. That felt like the greatest payback ever. You don't know. Oh my God, bro. I just needed to get this off my chest, bro. I love that moment. But I figure it was guilt because I didn't know for sure. But I mean, you're the expert on the topic, so.
No,
But
I don't know for sure either. I'm speaking like from a probabilistic perspective. But based on the data you gave me, so when that kiss happened, you said you kissed her best friend?
oh no, I just kissed her best friend because I liked her. I mean, nothing's holding me back. She was acting nice to me,
No,
or
no,
I would
I'm
not
not.
do it.
I'm not judging you for that. I'm just saying I'm getting clarity. So you said you kissed her best friend,
Oh
and
yeah, I did.
she saw you do it.
Yeah.
Did she block you before that or after that?
Oh no, she blocked me way before that. Like I
Okay,
had zero contact with her.
gotcha, gotcha. Okay,
That was just like a coincidence that I saw her there.
gotcha. Okay, yeah, yeah. That's all. That's my read on the situation. But it sounds like you got a little bit of payback. So good for you, man.
Hey, you can call me childish, whatever, man.
It's
Hey,
all good.
if I always say if it helps you sleep at night and shit, that's making me. Oh, I sleep like a baby, bro.
There we go,
I sleep. I sleep so good, bro.
my man.
Well, thank you so much for your time, man.
No problem, Chief. Best of luck to you, bro.
Hey, thank you, man. Bye bye.
All right. I ain't mad at him, man. I'm not mad at him. All right. Michelle, I thought you were coming up, love. Was looking forward to it. Damn it. That was a good call. Mm-hmm. Again, people, if you have a question pertaining to dating and relationships, you can request up. You can also drop your question in the chat, and I'll answer it there. Just know that callers get first priority. All right. Callers get first priority. Why is this still here? There we go. I was about to say something reckless. What were you about to say, Eva? What were you about to say? Let me see. Who's this? Nope. 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 I don't trust people with the spam accounts who aren't following. It has troll written all over it. Don't like it. Beastie, why do you keep asking the same thing in the chat? Just curious. You've got an answer for that already. Group consensus. Make your own decision. Just that's my lesson for you. Make your own decision. Okay? Stop looking for group consensus. Had at least 10 people give you the answer on that. How many answers did you need? Hmm? How many answers do you need? Just live your life, bro. Live your life. Live your life. Do what you want. Eva, are you meaning to request? Of course not. Of course Eva didn't mean to request. Nope, not giving you a chance. The Clay Girl story was so odd earlier today. What Clay Girl? What are you talking about? Clay Girl. How do you deal with healing trust issues with someone who is ideal to you? How do you deal with healing trust issues with someone who is ideal to you? You might have to call in. It's too big of a conversation, to be honest with you. How do you do background check? My last underage voyeurism charge. What? How do you do a background check? My last had underage voyeurism charge that I found 2 years later. Wowzers. I want to say you just Google the person, right? Ladies, how do y'all do background checks? Answer in the chat. I've never had to, but I've also just Googled a person. I've also done a reverse image search as well. That's how I found out Shorty was had an OF account. I did a reverse image search. Meat. Just meat and mouth. I said, whoa. It's the first picture that comes up. Mighty Meat Mouth. Court records. Okay. All right. Truth Finder. Why do I keep settling for my boyfriend? I'm not even happy, but I feel like I can't leave him. Okay. When you think about leaving him, where does your brain go? What's the first thought? I've never even heard of Truth Finder, to be honest with you. Okay, we'll try this one. Being alone, well, that's why you can't leave him, because you're afraid of being alone. So that's your growth edge, is learning how to be alone. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing? Uh-oh.
How are you?
I'm good. You have a question?
Nah.
No, you don't. Nope, get out of here. Scram. That tonality. Matchmaking. It's always in the voice, man. It's always in the voice. What is going on? She was hyped too. She was ready. She was ready to find her a match. I'm about to hook y'all up with Mr. O'Neal. That's what I'm gonna do. Mr. O'Neal, any woman out here for matchmaking, I'm sending them your way. I got the perfect guy for you. Mr. O'Neal. In Turks. Breezy. It's been a long time. Breezy, Bree.
Hello.
What's happening?
Yeah, my quick question is like, in general with men,
What?
do they like expect like women to always boost their ego? Because I find that like a lot of conversations for a lot of creators, sometimes I watch like their lives of men, and I don't comment anything crazy, but like they get so mad. I feel like every conversation I have with a man, they always get so mad, and then they block me, or it always turns into an argument or something. Like I can never. It's like I feel like I just can't get along with them, and it's not like I'm saying anything wrong. It's like I'm just clocking them. Like I don't understand. It's like.
Okay,
It's like
last
weird.
last
I
time
don't
this
think
last
you
time
understand that.
last time this happened, talk me through it. What happened?
Oh, with the guy?
Mhm.
I don't pay him any mind. Because it's just like, I don't know, I went in ChatGPT, and ChatGPT was like, honey, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. He doesn't like you. Like, ChatGPT, I felt so discouraged. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to look into it.
ChatGPT told you that? That's normally the soft one. They normally like lie to you to get your feelings right. No, I mean like, what was the last situation you had where you got blocked? Is this the situation?
Oh, no, this is not the guy from work. This is like, just kind of when I was on TikTok the other day. And, I was just watching some creators because, once people are live, it keeps showing you people on live.
Right.
And, I'm sorry, I just got distracted. This person's spamming. Anyways, yeah, and then I don't know. I just comment what the person's saying or the guy is saying, and he's like, Breezy Bree, I'm gonna block you. And I move on to the next one and I comment, and then I get blocked. I'm like, what am I saying wrong? Like, I feel like men are just so sensitive.
No,
like,
I need
don't
to.
get it.
But I need to know the context, and I need to know like what you said.
He was like, first of all, he has on his thing talking about, I'm here to spoil my sugar. I'm looking for a woman to spoil my sugar mommy, whatever. So some girl says, "Hey, you hit 1 million yet?" And he got so mad. And then she commented after that, going like, it was just a question. He was like, "Oh, that's so rude for you to ask me, talking about it, hit 1 million yet." So I said, she gave you the benefit of the doubt. She could have said you were broke, but instead she gave you the benefit of the doubt and said, made it seem like, yeah, you can make $1 million. And he was like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna block you. Oh my God, I'm tired." I'm like, I just feel like with Meg, I don't know. There's a certain way you have to talk to them.
This isn't a male issue. This is a person issue. You're just talking to men, but it's like this is a person issue. Women would have did the same thing. She would have got mad. You just basically hit a sore spot, right? Like Shorty said, "Have you hit 1 million yet?" Knowing that he hasn't hit 1 million yet, right? It wasn't her being genuine. Like she knew he didn't have $1 million, and the way he reacted showed you it was a sore spot, and then you dug into it. So yeah, you're gonna normally get that response if someone is showing you they're insecure about something. You dig deeper into their insecurity.
Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Why are you in random lives? You're like CC Junior. What are you doing in these random lives like this?
Oh, because like I just comment and I watch just to be nosy or like to see like what they're talking about. That's interesting.
Are these like the dumb stupid lives that are like, should vegetarians date? Like are those type of lives are you talking about?
Stuff like no, not should vegetarians. No, like it's like very kind of debatable topics I like to join, like abortion or stuff like that, or what should the man pay? Should the woman pay? Like stuff like a lot of what dating too.
Okay.
And so I say my point of view, but usually it's kind of like the woman end up tag teaming. So like there's like one guy in the live, and there's like 4 of us women coming for him.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. So just avoid the sore spot topics, and you'll be good. All right.
All right.
So things didn't
just
go.
Something with the ego.
Did
I feel like
did things not go well with your coworker?
With my what?
Your coworker. Wasn't there like a guy at your job that you were?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I told on ChatGPT. I wrote to them like what was happening, and it said, "How do you ever hold your hand when I say this?" But you're feeding into it.
You can't trust AI because it is contingent upon the context that you give it. If you're not arguing with AI, you're using it wrong, right? If you're just accepting what ChatGPT tells you, you're using it wrong. You have to debate that shit sometimes. So, because it makes mistakes. But okay, so
because in your end, you're like, "Oh my God, he doesn't want to look you in the eye because he's so intimidated." And ChatGPT was like, "He's keeping it professional." It was like complete. I don't know.
No. Your picture. You're an attractive girl, so you're an objectively attractive girl. Okay, so I can infer that the man who you're around is probably physically attracted to you. Okay. You're saying that he's only awkward like this around you, also, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's another girl, and then I see that he can talk to her like normal, and he looks her in the eye. I see it. I don't watch.
Right.
I just continue to do my job.
Right.
But it's like, how could you look her in the eye? And then when I ask you a question, you're looking at the floor or the ceiling.
Exactly.
Like,
so then what does that imply, right? Like ChatGPT doesn't have that context. So you're not being weird, are you? Like, when you ask him questions, what are you asking him?
I mean, I don't ask. It's just the way how I feel when he's around. I get a little nervous, so I stay quiet.
Okay.
And so he stays quiet. There's no initiation.
Right.
And so I guess that's my hard time. I don't know if I don't want to embarrass myself. So if I talk, it's either I'm going to over talk or I'm going to overdo it. So I just stay quiet.
So you didn't do the thing that we discussed, like calling out the awkwardness?
Because I think that would be like controversial.
How? What's the worst that's gonna happen?
Like he gave me $1, like because
Why?
someone tipped $1.
Okay.
It's weird. I can't explain it. It's when you work in food, like you pick up a check, and he put a check because he's the manager, so he can't really accept it. I can accept it when I clock in.
Okay.
So he said $1 to start your day, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, what am I supposed to say to that? I really don't know what to say to that.
Did you say
I'm just
anything? Did you say anything?
I said, I didn't say anything. It was just awkward. I was like, thanks. But then I see the other girl, and she's so chill, and she just speaks to him.
Right.
And I'm like, where's that aura? Like, I don't know, some girls are just so smooth. Like, who are you? Like, I need you to mentor me. I don't know, I don't have that in me to be like, so you wearing brown for me today? Like I can't. I'm embarrassed.
Why can't you say that?
I just feel like if a girl flirts, it's like, it's just, it's not flirting. I don't know if it's flirting or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it is. I still stand by my original assessment, though. You're probably intensifying the awkwardness that he feels because you're so awkward in the situation. But I think if you did the same thing that Shorty, like that little example that you just gave about wearing brown, did you wear that for me today? Like, I guarantee he'll respond to that positively.
I can't say that to my manager. If he like.
Well, I'm not telling you to. I'm just telling, like, hypothetically. Hypothetically. But yeah, I mean, I get it. You just have
He's
to.
24.
How old are you?
I don't know. It's my manager. It's like that in hospitality. So.
Okay. How old are you though?
I'm 25.
Okay. So what's the problem?
So it's like, yeah, I just try to keep it chill.
Okay. All right. I mean, I don't think you're keeping it chill. You're doing something. You're keeping it something. Chill ain't the word I would use. Okay.
I just want to learn how to like be flow in a way where he wants, like, be comfortable, where I come off as approachable, or because I don't really work. I only work one day because I'm a full-time student.
Right.
So when I go there, it's just kind of, he gets awkward around me. Like he won't look me in the eye, or like he'll try to talk, and then I guess my response isn't the best, so then he walks away.
Right. Okay. Yeah, you just need practice, man. Just practice on people.
Because when there's a guy that like me, whether it's awkward or not, they keep it going. They were like, so you like you said, they call in the awkwardness. Like they try, you know, like they pry. I don't know how to call it, like a crowbar. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they'll keep going until like.
That's not.
Because they can sense.
That's not a default.
I'm awkward.
That's not a default setting though. You're talking about guys who are pretty confident. Your manager may not be that.
What? Wait, so I'm just saying, like, so guys.
You're basically saying that some guys who approach you, if they find you to be attractive, they continue to pursue you in spite of your awkwardness.
Correct.
Your awkwardness doesn't make them awkward. Yes, you're talking about men who have a bit of a stronger frame, who are a bit more confident. That's not all men, though. Mm-hmm. Even if they look the part, don't think that because a guy is like physically attractive that he's confident. Nope. A lot of my clients are physically attractive. It surprises me. I'm like, what are you struggling with? You know, there's people. People have problems. So,
But okay, yeah, I'll take your advice for it. I'll move on.
you gotta just practice with people, man. And try, like, talk to service workers. Just practice. Just talk more. That's it. You just need more volume, just more reps, so that you can get used to that feeling and learn that awkwardness doesn't have to stop you from like expression. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
But not with this guy. It doesn't have to be with this guy. Just somebody else. All right.
Right.
All right, Breezy.
Okay, thanks.
We're gonna get Breezy right eventually. It may take us until 2035, but before she hits 30, we're gonna get her a date. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good, I'm good. What can I do for you?
Okay, so I'll keep this story short because I know when I get on here that is a recurring issue. So, long story short, well, long story medium. I was dating this guy for a couple of years. We were dating for 2 years, and the first year was fine, and then the second year, we lived together. I feel like I was just like in that first year, just kind of like wanting like forward momentum, like, hey, can I meet your friends? Hey, can I like meet your mom? Like, I just was having to like ask for those things. And he would kind of just be like, yeah, like, sure. But then, like, it just wouldn't happen. Like, we're going on trips. Like I said, we're living together. Like, after, like, the year of living together, he's, like, talking about maybe we should buy a house. Like, maybe we should, like, talking about getting engaged. But anytime it came to, like, meeting his family or just feeling like we're progressing in that way, it just wasn't happening. Like, he even graduated from college and he was like, I just don't want you to sit with my family at the graduate. What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, I can understand maybe you don't feel comfortable with like setting up a whole thing, but even when it was like natural opportunities, you're still kind of, you know, somebody in the comments said, am I paying the bills? No, I was not paying the bills. So let me keep going. So then, you know, after some time went by, like, we ended up having like a whole big argument. And I was like, I'm just kind of over it. And then we didn't talk for a couple weeks. Then he came back saying, I'm ready to be the guy. I'm going to introduce you to my mom, this, that, and the third. Okay, waited 2 months, nothing. He's like, what? I was like, okay, at this point, I just want to move out. Like, I don't want to live together anymore. And that was in September. So we moved out in the fall. A few months goes by again. He reaches out. He's starting to reach out, plan dates. Like, I want to be with you. I want to make things work. I want to work things out. And then, against my better judgment, in January, I was like, okay, let's try again. He's saying this time, he's like, I'm telling you, I want you to meet these new friends that I've made, because he didn't have a really big community. I want you to meet these new friends that I've made. I want you to meet my mom by this date. I want to talk to your mom by the end of summer about getting married, and I want to get engaged by the end of the year. Whoa, these are huge claims that you're making. Let's see. So rock it, you know? So it's like 6-7 weeks goes by, and he only plans like 2 dates. Like, just the two, like, nothing with no one. Like, it was just like, what the heck? So then I cut him off again. Like, wow, I really let you play in my face again. That's a shame. And then just yesterday, he reached out to me again, and he's like, hey, let's just see, like, I'm sorry, like, I really am ready. Like, I feel like I was just scared and all this stuff. So I feel like my real question is, I feel like throughout this, I definitely have learned that, like, I have more of an anxious attachment. He has more of an avoidant attachment. So it was definitely a lot of me just kind of talking and him not saying much. And then my silence was louder than my words, which is pretty stereotypical. But I guess I just want to know if, like, is he just kind of like every like few months, like kind of just resurfacing just as like an access thing? Or do you feel like like one day, like he really is like serious and like he like will really like follow through with what he's saying?
Okay, how did y'all meet?
We met on a dating app.
Of course you did. Which one?
I'm actually embarrassed to say.
Oh, was it black?
Worse, Facebook dating.
Oh wow. Facebook
No.
dating?
Honestly, it really felt like a needle in the haystack situation for sure.
No.
I know, I was like the one. I can't believe I found him on Facebook.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
You're 26?
Yeah.
I didn't think y'all could make a Facebook account.
What do you mean? You think I'm 12?
I think y'all have to be at least 30 to get on Facebook.
No.
You could be
You
26
can
on
be 25
Facebook.
to rent a car. You think you need 30 for a Facebook?
Absolutely.
Stop it.
That's for the old folks, man. That's for the old folks. Okay, so you're on Facebook dating. And how old is he?
He's 27.
2 20-year-olds. Okay, I see where y'all matched. Y'all were the only
Yeah.
ones. Y'all were the only 20-somethings up there.
No,
Okay.
I met this other guy on there too, and he was in his 20s, but after the third day, he told me he was autistic.
Okay, we got to hook him up with Breezy Bree. All right, so you said you met him on Facebook dating, and y'all dated for how long?
We dated for like 2 years, a little over 2 years.
Over 2 years. All right. You say you lived together?
Yeah, we lived together for the second year.
Okay. And the first point of contention was he didn't want to meet you. He didn't want to introduce you to his parents.
Yes.
And what was his reason for that?
He is. I'm black. I'm just a black girl from the DMV. That is who I am. But he is a Muslim Senegalese man. So I feel like it was like the cultural, religious difference that was like, oh, they're just not going to be accepting of you. And I'm like, they don't even know me.
Okay. So that was what he said specifically?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that checks out, doesn't it?
I know, but then he's like, but they like, it's not, he's like, but they don't like, they're like, it's not like they're not, like, I don't know, like, it just like, they don't dislike you. And he also doesn't have like the greatest relationship with his family, I think, which kind of like helped. It wasn't like he was like, oh, I'm going to hang out with my family every weekend kind of thing and was always leaving me behind. Like, he never spent time with his family. So it's kind of like, how can I expect you? It was hard for me to kind of like press the issue when it's not like you're spending a lot of time with them in the first place.
It actually explains the dynamic even better, considering that he wasn't super close with them. It would make sense why he lived with you in the first place. He was essentially living like a double lives in a sense.
Yeah, honestly, because like I lived by myself before, like when we first started dating in that first year, and he was staying at home, and like that was an issue. Like he didn't really have a whole lot of friends either, and it was like, so I can't really meet anybody that you know, and I'm not allowed to go to your house. Like I feel like I just like only knew a part of his life when I feel like he kind of knew all of mine. You know, so then like us living together felt like, okay, this is good. I can finally see like another side of him. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Did he meet your people?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, you know, black people, they just like, it's fine, come on.
Okay.
So
So,
it was like, I wasn't like asking I wouldn't ask something of someone that I wouldn't do myself, you know?
right, right. No, I get it. I get it. Okay. So you broke up with him,
Yeah.
and then he tried to come back the first time, and he said what?
So the first time he said that I'm going to introduce you to the people that I know. Or specifically, he said, I'm going to introduce you to my mom. There's a wedding in a couple weeks. This was in July. He was like, there's a wedding in a couple weeks, and I'll introduce you to them at the wedding. I'll take you to the wedding. You can meet them there. Okay. Then time went by, like the wedding came. But he was like, I don't know where the wedding is and what time it starts. Huh. Okay. So then, like, leading up to it, he doesn't bring up the wedding at all. Like, he doesn't, we're living together. We're literally all day. He just doesn't say anything about the wedding. He doesn't, like, ask, like, oh, what are you going to wear to the wedding? Or you still, like, wanting to go? Nothing. Just doesn't say anything. Then he's like, oh, what shirt should I wear to the wedding? I was like, all right, you're really just playing in my face at this point. He's like, all right, well, I'm just going to leave and go to the wedding then. Like, what the fuck? So, oh, I'm sorry. Can I curse on here? Okay. I was like, oh my goodness. But I mean, I'm not one to get out of character like that, but I was like, And then a few weeks after that, it was when I was like, okay, here are the papers, so we can leave this unit.
So you broke up with him again?
Yeah, like he said he was going to introduce me to his mom. Like, I thought it was going to be at that wedding, but he kind of just, when the wedding got closer, he just started acting funny. Like, I'm not about to force it. Like, but I feel like at this point, I kind of just feel like I almost am. But yeah, I broke up with him again. Like, well, this one it was like officially like, I'm moving. Like, I'm moving out.
Right. And then he came back.
Yeah. So then that was like September. And then, like, around November, like, he came back. He, like, sent me this whole itinerary for this date. What? I had never seen this man make an itinerary for... He was like, oh, this was fun. Yeah, We went, like, to this glass blowing class. We went to Fogo. It was a great old day. I was like, wow, this is... Of course, you know, just trying to get me. He's trying to get me. And he got me.
He got you.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all got back together?
Yes.
Okay. And then you broke up. And then you broke up again. Why?
Well, we started talking. You know, he was whining and dining me, wooing me and stuff. That was in November, like I said. Then by January, I was like, okay, fine, let's start talking again. And then we stopped talking in March. And then now he just hit me up yesterday.
And said what?
Well, at the end of March, I sent him this closure text or whatever. I just sent him a text just to make me feel better, and then I just left it alone. So then he was like, "I know it's been weeks since you sent this message. I'm sorry I didn't get back to you sooner. I understand what you're saying, and I really do care about you, and I really do like you. I feel like we can work, and I can work on my attachment style and all these things. He just has all the answers."
Okay. So, what is your question here?
Do you feel like him, because like I said, I feel like he's definitely an avoidant. He acknowledged it. I feel like my silence is louder than what I'm actually expressing to him in the moment. Do you feel like him just kind of constantly circling back is just because he just wants to feel like he still has access, or do you feel like he feels like he actually can change?
I know. I think he just wants to. I just think he just wants to be with you. Reminds me of acting class. We learned about this concept of tactics. Tactics in any scene when you're acting, you have a goal. Each character has a goal, right? There's a goal they're trying to obtain. So let's say you're your tactics are your different ways that you try to obtain that goal. So in a scene, the character has a goal. Tactics are his way of trying to get it. And every time a tactic doesn't work, they switch tactics. I'll give you an example. Let's say you have a child, little boy, and he wants a cookie before dinner. So that's his goal. He wants a cookie. So he goes to you and he asks for a cookie. His first tactic is probably to be polite. Mommy, can I please have a cookie? That's his first tactic, is to be polite to get you to give him a cookie. You tell him no, right? So then he may switch tactics, maybe if I say I'll just have one so it doesn't spoil my appetite, and I'll eat dinner and I'll eat the rest then, right? So now he's in negotiation. His next tactic is negotiation. So he tries to negotiate. He's like, well, if I could just have one, I'll eat the rest after dinner, that'd be fine, right? Then you say no again. So now he switches tactics again. Now maybe he throws a temper tantrum. That's his next tactic, showing a temper tantrum. What your ex did in the situation was just switch tactics. His goal was to get you, and every time he switched his methodology to obtain it. Right?
Okay.
The first way was what? Oh, the wedding's coming up, so I'll introduce you then. It's a special occasion in the future. It's the perfect situation for me to introduce you. But it's also, if it doesn't happen then it's like we missed our opportunity. Make sense? It's a perfect situation. Okay? That didn't work. You broke up with him. His next tactic was, I'm just going to woo you and do this phenomenal grand gesture. So that was his next tactic, was the grand gesture tactic. So then he did that. And it worked, but temporarily, so he broke with you again. So now he knows he can't do the special event thing, because that wasn't effective. He can't do the grand gesture because that wasn't effective. So his next tactic is, I'll work on myself and my attachment style. None of it is going to work. These are just different ways he is trying to obtain you. He's not going to give you what you want, though.
Okay.
So no, it's not just a matter of just seeing access. I think he genuinely likes you and genuinely wants to be with you. But he also doesn't want to introduce you to his family, probably because he knows what that will entail.
Yeah. Yeah. I was curious about that. I'm not really feeling indifferent about the relationship or anything. I'm pretty over it. I don't feel like my love story would start off this way. So I'm kind of just done with it at this point. But I was just curious to hear your thoughts.
Sure?
If it was just more of an huh?
Are you sure? Because this worked he done got you back a couple of times.
Oh no, but if I'm gonna I hate to say it, but
what he's gonna do next? He's gonna hire an actress to play his mother. She's gonna be getting his name wrong in front of you and shit. He's gonna be correcting her.
I'm gonna put her to the test.
He's gonna hire a new family. And this is my mother. She has to run though. So real quick, this is my lady. This is my mom. She's gonna call him Jimmy or something. You get his name completely wrong. He's gonna correct her. And then that's what he's gonna do next. 100%.
I'm gonna say, show me a baby picture.
That's how you're gonna stump him.
Just as I thought.
That's how you're gonna stump him. That's what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, love. Follow up with me. I want to see in a month or so. I want to see if you got back with him, because I'm not convinced that you're going to avoid it.
Okay, I'll keep you posted.
All right, you take care.
See ya.
Mm-hmm. See, I saw your comment. She sounded just like Breezy Bree. They sounded a lot alike, but not as awkward. Breezy Breeze definitely has maxed out the awkward. She's maxed out that stat. Breezy Jr.
Oh, no.
What? What happened?
Sorry, accident.
Okay, you're good. I'll take you down. Shorty said, "Ooh, no." Trying to get the phone a verbal command. Siri, get me out of here. Hey Siri, get me out of here. Hello.
Bunny, hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I think I have a good one for you, which you're answering the questions about relationships topic.
All right, let's hear it.
Well, I'm trying to make sure I word this right.
All right.
But I had to do a lot of self-evaluation on why I continue to be a member of the single woman group.
Okay.
And I wanted advice on getting out of that as far as I know I'm selfish, but I know my worth as well. Now, am I too selfish knowing my own worth? Or because there are situations I have been in to where I tried to be the bigger person, tried to turn the other cheek, knowing I'm seeing red flags. And now it got to the place where if I think I see a red flag, I'm out. Even if somebody is trying to be the bigger person and really try to show me that they're sincere, if I see one red flag, I'm out. Is it selfish or no?
I wouldn't say selfish is the word. Give me an example of that occurring.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Give me an example.
Okay, last relationship I was in, I allowed this man to move in to my crib. Everything was perfect. Both of us was okay financially, and I wound up getting sick. And instead of him being at the hospital with me, he had his little female worker in my crib. And when I came home, I found her undergarments in my living room.
Hold on 1 second, love. Hold on 1 second. I got a few more laughs to get out. Whoever, you need an award for that one. Vanessa Choir, turn down everything. The TV, the spoons, hilarious. Mwah. 10 out of 10 comment. I gotta just call that out real quick. I've never stopped somebody's question mid-question, but Jesus Christ, that was hilarious. All right. Sorry, Marlene. Let's go back. Serious face. Marlene, you still there? You got to unmute yourself, love. I had to mute you for a second.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, the part where we left off, selfish or just like what?
So you let him move. You said you let him move in. Y'all both financially secure, and then what happened?
Well, of that part, okay. I got sick. I wound up getting sick.
Okay.
And I allowed him to stay in my apartment while I was in the hospital. I come home and I find undergarments that do not belong to me in my living room.
Mm-hmm.
I did not kick him out right away. I still tried to make it work a little bit. And the fact that he would talk to her in front of me, nah, that's when I had to cut that off. And it's like, what is up with me? Am I too pushy? Like the Hey Biscuit self-evaluation, right?
I'm so confused right now. I don't think I've ever been this confused in life. Even as an infant, I don't think I've been this confused. So you open this live by saying that you cut people off immediately for every red flag, and then I asked you for an example, and you couldn't have given me more of an opposite of an example. You gave me the complete opposite of cutting somebody off. Is you staying with somebody after they clearly cheated on you in your house. So the man you had is the opposite of what this song that's playing is suggesting, right? Terrible man, not a mighty good one. So why did you stay with him?
Music.
Why
Okay.
why'd you stay with that person? Because I'm confused.
Nah, that didn't last too long, but it's like, okay, I need to figure it out. Like, what the hey biscuit am I doing wrong? That's the bottom line. What am I doing wrong?
The first thing you're doing wrong is confusing me on this call. What is your actual problem? You just said that you cut people off at every red flag, and you still haven't given me an example of cutting somebody off over a red flag.
Wouldn't that be? Oh, yeah. Yes. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Oh boy, she's cooked. It's over for you. Yes, you might as well go ahead and wrap it up. You might as well go ahead and wrap it up. No, she's not playing. I think she's just not wound too tight. That's all. Just not wound too tight. That's it. That's it. All right. Other callers. See what we got. Still, that comment. Mwah, loved it. I want to frame it. All right. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. So I'm here to talk basically about I have a question about my relationship.
Uh-huh.
We've been together sorry, can you hear me well?
I can hear you perfectly, love. Go ahead.
Okay, perfect. So we've been together for a year, and I would say that we're in a relationship where we both really care about each other.
Okay.
But I've noticed that when we're in conflict, we tend to sort of go through a very similar cycle where we really are intent on trying to understand one another, and we're trying to tell each other, explain each of the feelings that we're experiencing. But for some reason, we always end up getting overwhelmed. He gets really emotionally escalated. He ends up expressing that he's feeling doubt about the relationship, pulling away, and he'll try to pull back. He'll reach out again, phone calls, try to reconnect, and he even says oh, I feel like I'm always the reacher. It feels like I'm always the one repairing. And for me on my end, for me when it escalates to that level, for me I take it really seriously, and it feels really intense when he expresses doubt, or that he's oh, I'm doubting this relationship.
Okay.
And for me, it because it feels so unstable in that moment, it takes me a while to basically calm down from when he expresses those types of things.
Mm-hmm.
But for him, he feels like he's in this cycle where he's the only one choosing the relationship. And for me, I feel like I'm constantly being yo-yoed. I feel like he's the one pushing me away and also then pulling me back again.
Mm-hmm.
And he feels like I don't want to re-engage, or that I don't want to repair. And I guess for me, I just really want to figure out how do we get past this dynamic? I don't want this to be the same reoccurring moment, because I really do want to validate his experience and stay grounded.
Mm-hmm.
But I also want to share how something how it impacts me also in the moment, and have my feelings also acknowledged. Because sometimes it feels like I'm being left unseen, and I'm carrying more of the emotional work.
Okay. Interesting. All right. How long have y'all been together?
We've been together for a year and 3 months.
How did y'all meet?
We met through mutual friends.
Okay, good. And how old are you two?
We're both 30.
Do y'all live together?
No, we do not.
Okay. And he said that he's mentioned multiple times that he doesn't think that, he's having doubts about the relationship.
He's mentioned it, and I would say at least 3 conversations. Yeah, about 3. Yeah.
Does he bring that up in the middle of conflict?
he brings it up when we're expressing like these heavy, intense emotions.
What was the context where he last brought it up? What occurred?
Um, One of them. Sorry, let me think back to it. One of the more recent ones was where we had a bit of like a miscommunication in the morning, where he was feeling really frustrated because he didn't get to finish some tasks that he needed to get done, because we had like a bit of like we had to talk about some feelings that came up for me. And the following morning, he was really upset. He was frustrated, and I was like, "Oh, like I'm really sorry. I can really tell you're frustrated. I just wish I could help you, like figure some of these things out. Like I wish I could at least help you, like clean up your room, to ease some of the weight." And he responded like, "Well, you can't help me clean up this space. Like I'm the only one that knows how I want these things set up." And obviously I felt, or not obviously, I don't want to say that. In that moment, his words like felt really sharp to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, like I understand that you can only do that. I just meant that as a way of like saying like, I don't want you to feel alone in this. Like I'm trying to be supportive in this moment. But I tried to check myself. Like obviously I could tell he's already feeling frustrated. Like he's having like a bad day. Like he's like struggling with like this big move, like a bunch of other things going on in his life. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna take it as like face value, not take it personally. And the rest of the time, like I could tell he was really frustrated, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to check in. Held his hand. I asked him, "How are you? Are you okay?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just frustrated." It's like, "Oh, like, do you want to talk about it?" He's like, "No, it's okay. I don't really want to." I was like, "Okay." And so I was like, just rubbing his back, and he's like, "It's okay. You don't have to do that." I was like, "Oh, okay. Like, do you want to like talk about work or something?" He's like, "No, I'm good." And then I suggested another activity to just get his mind off of things. And then later when we were on the phone, I asked him again. I was like, "Hey, are you okay? Like, I could tell that, like, you're still feeling some type of way. Like, do you want to talk about it?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm just feeling really frustrated. Like, I wasn't able to get what I need to get done because I had to deal with, like, your feelings, you know?" And again, I felt that sharpness in what he was saying, but obviously I wanted to hear him out and what he was expressing. So I just sort of like kept that feeling to myself, and instead tried to remain curious, and tried to stay open to listening to him. And he was just continuing to say, like, "I'm just feeling really frustrated. Like, I'm feeling really overwhelmed. Like, I have all these things, all these moving pieces of taking care of my stuff, taking care of my feelings, taking care of your feelings." And what I'm thinking is me supporting him. He's taking it as me managing his emotions, basically.
So when he
And
said
I'm just
when he said
sorry.
managing your feelings, what was he referring to?
When he feels that I'm trying to manage his feelings, when I'm like saying like, "Oh yeah, that sounds really frustrating. Like, like, oh, like I can see where you're coming from." Like, he feels like I'm trying to manage how he's feeling instead of being in the feelings with him, if that sort of makes sense. At least that's how he explains it to me.
Okay, so when he says that he feels like he has to deal with your emotions, what he means is you are so invested in trying to, from his perspective, so invested in trying to manage his emotions, his emotional state, that it annoys him and it adds more stress to his plate.
Yeah, sort of. Like he feels like, how do I say this? Sorry. When it came to like dealing with my emotions, I brought up that it was like a whole nother situation. I'm sorry to confuse you. that was like a whole nother situation.
So
The
what
whole
he was
managing emotions was about the conversation where he brought up the whole like when I was trying to be supportive of him feeling frustrated.
wait. So I'm confused now. You said that when he was mentioning that he has to worry about your emotions, that's not what we were just discussing. That's another experience.
Okay, sorry. Let me try to set out the timeline. So, first night, it was he couldn't finish a task because he had to, as he said, like deal with my emotions. The following morning, he was frustrated. And when I tried to check in about that frustration, that's when he expressed why he
Okay,
was
pause,
feeling.
pause. What emotional experience prevented him from finishing what he needed to finish?
I was feeling frustrated because he was expressing that he wanted like more independence in the relationship, which was a new sensation for me because it was something I previously wanted, and it was coming from a place. Um, this is gonna make it a lot longer if you got the time, but when we first started dating, he was a lot more like, oh, I always want to be together. I always want to spend time together. Let's always do these things. Let's like really mesh our lives. And I was more of the, I do want to do this, but we should also still have some independence in our lives. Like, you should still have your hobbies. I should still have my hobbies. You should still have the things you like. I should still have the things I like. And he perceived that as distance. And I was trying to encourage his like dreams and his desires and his likes. And after we had like a big moment of like doubt creep in for him, then he brought up the whole like, now I want independence. And I expressed to him that it feels like now the intention behind the independence is coming from different places. For me, it was coming from a place of like what I
Rushi, chill out. I can't hear you anymore, love, if you're talking.
like him expressing doubt. It felt like now it was coming from a place of him protecting himself and wanting space.
Okay. So, timeline wise, you've been together for a year and 3 months.
Yeah.
When you said that he was all over you at the beginning of the connection, what does that look like in terms of months?
I would say like up until like 8 months.
8 months he was all over you.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you encouraged him to have a bit more independence. He didn't like that. And
No.
then what happened after that? He just created distance?
Yeah, a bit. Like he took it as like me not being as interested, basically.
Okay. He says you not being as interested. And then you picked up on that, wanted to talk about it. And then that's when he said he wanted his space.
Yes.
And then you responded with what?
And I just expressed what I had felt, which was again where I felt like it feels like the intention of him wanting independence is now coming from a place of protecting himself and not the intention of like wanting to grow together and encourage each other.
Okay. And that was a long drawn out conversation, which caused him to not be able to accomplish what he wanted to accomplish.
Yeah.
And then he's frustrated the next day. And then you're like, what's wrong?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when he says he needs space. Or he's having doubts
Yes.
in the relationship. Okay. He's anxious with avoidant presentation. So he's really anxious, but he's using avoidant strategies to protect himself. Like you said, you called it. What do you think you are from an attachment perspective?
I would definitely say I lean more towards fearful avoidant.
Why do you say that?
I know that initially my instinctual desire is usually to step away, and I try to usually push through that fear through curiosity, and I try to push through that fear by still being present, even when there is conflict.
Okay, that makes sense. So, high capacity, fearful avoidant with an anxious person who would use avoidant strategy to protect himself. Makes sense considering y'all are 30, so y'all been through this dance a few times. Probably picked up some tricks come 30. Y'all are two 20-year-olds, this would be a very different dynamic. Okay, so he's anxious, you're fearful avoidant, his anxiety makes you polarized to your avoidant side, which of course causes an anxious person to lean in more and want to spend all their time with you. You having a verbal conversation 8 months in about like, hey, I need you to have your own stuff going on, stings him badly. He don't like that. So he's like, fuck this. All right, then. I'll be by myself then. So he reacts. You notice the distance. Now the anxious side is activated. Because even the whole like, you checking in on him wasn't empathy. That was anxiety. So you're trying to manage his emotional state in a way to ease your anxiety. If I can make him feel better, then I feel better.
That makes sense.
Right? It does, doesn't it? Which is why, if y'all need any help, you should DM me, get your 1 hour coaching strategy session, man or woman, right? We can walk through problems just like this. When you have these very confusing dynamics, you don't know what's going on. You're racking your brain. I'll tell you exactly what is going on, exactly what to do in that situation. So, if you want that, make sure to hit the button at the bottom of the screen with the arrow inside the dialog box. I'll be in touch. Now, back to you. You've been thinking I've been doing that shit for ages. That's the first time I pitched it that way. Okay.
I was real smooth.
Okay. So, all right. So, this is going to be a bit more difficult. The real solution in all of these is just going to be someone has to become the more secure person. Because somebody has to, right? So, you can only work on the attachment style within the context or the confines of a relationship. You can't do it independently, right? So you seem like, if I had to choose one person to become more secure in a situation, I would knight you. You'll be my chosen one because you seem to have a lot of awareness. And you're already doing the very difficult thing, which is becoming aware of your tendencies and then questioning them. You're not just doing something just because your body is screaming at you or your nervous system is screaming at you to do it. You're second guessing your initial impulse, which is going to be needed and required if you're going to work towards earn secure, right? So if he is anxious like that, you have to give him that space. Be okay with him not being okay. Just, hey, if you need me, I'm here. Right? The goal isn't, I don't even like the word secure anymore. Differentiated is the word I like now. There's a good book on called The Passionate Marriage that talks about this, where you want to be independent within the relationship. See, what anxious people tend to do is they enmesh, right? They get so close, they enmesh. Avoidant people obviously tend to, disconnect and just create a lot of distance. Like, I don't need you. That's the energy that they have, right? The differentiated person can be self-regulated, firm in their identity, grounded, and also willing to connect and be affected by the person that they're with. That's the ultimate goal. Hard to achieve. Very rarely do people achieve it, but it is possible, right? That's where you want to work towards. So in this type of situation, when he gets into that emotional state or when something sets him off, you can let him know that you're here, but you don't have to caretake him. Because again, the caretaking is just your own anxiety. Yeah. So you have to be okay. Like, the real way to handle that anxiety, therapy and all these other schools of thought will tell you to regulate, right? They'll tell you to regulate. That is a band-aid solution. Regulation it's a skill you should learn, but I like to think of that as like a break in case of emergencies.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, the only way you're going to heal this is not looking at anxiety as an indication that something is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a sensation. I had a woman client who booked the 1 hour strategy call, who I told her, think of anxiety like it doesn't have to rule you. It's just data. When you're hungry, you don't have to eat.
Yeah,
You can acknowledge that you're hungry and be like, I'll eat later. Right? When you're sleepy, you don't have to go to sleep. Those bodily experiences don't rule you, right? But you're letting the anxiety rule you. It'd be like when you get hungry, you have to eat. When you are sleepy, you turn to Harriet Tubman and you gotta just fall asleep wherever you are, right? You don't let these feelings rule you. You can allow it to exist. When you're hungry, you don't say something's wrong with me. When you're tired, you don't say something's wrong with me. You know what's going on. You know what that sensation is signaling to you. So you have to look at anxiety as the same way.
Yeah.
I know what you're trying to tell me, but that doesn't mean I have to act on it. Go ahead.
I was just gonna agree with you, and I definitely think it's something I need to work on. I know how it works in dynamics in like a family setting and a friend setting, but in a relationship setting, yeah, it does seem to play out in a very different way and in a way that I don't seem to really recognize.
Right.
I grew up in a household where it was more, it was very chaotic. So
Right.
anxiety in that sense, I recognize. And I do go into management mode because that was the role I've been assigned in my household. And even in friends, like I'm seen as the caretaker. I am seen as the one that guides emotional conversations. In this relationship, I understand that in a partnership, that's not the roles I should be taking. And you said it yourself. I shouldn't be managing and I shouldn't be a caretaker.
Right. And all those other situations, you were given a role. Now it's time for you to give yourself one. You're both the actor and the casting director. Right?
Yeah.
So you give yourself a new role, one of your own design, and then you start to embody that.
Yeah. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. That was really insightful.
No problem, love. Come back anytime, all right? You have a good one.
Thank you so much.
Shooters in the chat. If that relationship doesn't work out, I highly encourage all of my single guys, go ahead and get you a fearful avoidant cutie, right? Get you a little fearful avoidant cutie. What if he expects her to be a caretaker? That would be a problem, wouldn't it? When you differentiate, the other person has to do the same thing. They have to rise to the occasion. They have to rise to the occasion. This is the purpose of relationships. Y'all think relationships are supposed to be a vehicle for your happiness. They're development, psychological growth, right? They're mirrors. The relationship serves the function of showing you yourself, revealing you to yourself, so you can work. So no wonder why so many relationships and marriages end, because people think that they're supposed to get their happily ever after. And it's this is all about development. It's all about development. So, prepare for it. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. I got a few people in the queue, don't we? Can one develop while in a relationship? Yeah, that's the whole purpose. Did she drop? I think she dropped. Okay. All right. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hi, can you hear me? Okay, great. Hi, yeah. My question would have to be,
Um, what does it look like when you're first starting off dating or you're talking to an individual? How do you know like what a healthy tempo looks like? Like, do you know how should a man act towards a woman in the beginning stages, as far as like, should they be romantic very fast, very quickly, or is it normal for them to take their time and just, um, I don't know, like just kind of get to know you, but are not as romantic as you expect them to be? Because at least for me, when I'm dating, most men are pretty romantic and they show off and they try to impress. And I don't know if that's just a version of like love bombing, or if I don't know, like I don't know if that's just them showing interest and that's just how it is, or if the guy is not doing enough. So how could I measure that appropriately, if that makes sense?
Okay. So you don't have a frame of reference for what amount of investment is appropriate at particular stages when it comes to dating.
Yeah, maybe.
So some guys you date right out the gate and they're just showering you with love and affection or attention, effort, energy. And then others
Yeah.
slow build up to that point. And then some guys never get there.
Yeah, and then I would say that some are more, there could be some that are just like, I would actually just say one person that I've dated is like more, I guess, reserved, and they take their time. They're very slow with it. And it's like taking, like the way that I read into it is kind of like, if you're not following up enough, then that means you're not interested in me. That's how I see it.
What does that look like if you're not following up enough?
Like maybe like messaging, texting me, or calling me to see how I'm doing. Like every other man that I've probably dated have definitely they would reach out enough or message me, and
When
I don't
did
know, keep
when does that start?
just try. When does that start?
Yeah.
That usually starts after the date or even before the date.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I'll do some research real quick. How old are you?
Yeah, that's me, Julian.
That's you? That's you in a profile pic?
Yeah.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 29.
20. She had to take 4. Okay.
I know.
29. Okay. You're a beautiful woman. So you are fallen victim, prey to what a lot of beautiful women fall prey to. You can't perceive reality. You can't perceive reality because a lot of men want to sleep with you, and then they become completely different individuals and say whatever they need to say in order to sleep with you. You know how many beautiful women who are not funny, who think they are funny because men keeps laughing at their jokes and telling them how funny they are? It's a curse. Because you need like actual objective reality to do a clear assessment. And without that, you're living in, this delusional world. You don't even know about it. Okay. So you have a little bit of a delusion here. Your delusion is you are expecting men to come out the gate on fire for you when they don't even know you yet. So it's like, you're looking at like, okay, if he's interested, he should do this, that, and the third. Nope. They determine they like you through experiencing you. The same way that you determine if you like them, through experiencing them.
Right.
You're not sold on a man when he texts you for the first time. You're not sold on him at the first date. You probably become more interested, but you're not sold yet, right? How long does it take you normally to be sold?
Like, as far as like how I feel towards others.
Like him, like a man that you're dating.
No, I'm not sold on that person. No.
Right. It takes
but
time.
It's definitely something that I was bringing up to a friend, and it was a guy friend, and he kind of made a point, just kind
Yes,
of
that's that
like, you know, you
delusion.
have to
There's
take
that.
time.
That's that delusion again. The guy friend. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Okay, fine.
So,
But
so,
yeah, okay. But that's what I mean by it. It's just like, oh, you kind of threw me off there.
so how long does it take you to actually like get to a place where you're like, okay, this one, generally?
That takes like like probably by like the fourth or fifth date.
Right.
Oh, like no, for sure.
Yeah, same for us.
Yeah.
Same for us.
But it's just the only thing is that, you know, with us being different different creatures, the way
Right.
that I see it, it's kind of like
Right.
men have a different kind of they have a different motivation versus the way that with women we're more, when we get into something, we know that we're already more, okay, I can't speak in general, but for the most part, women who are serious and are dating and they're in they want a relationship, we're just kind of like, we wouldn't really be investing enough. We wouldn't be investing time with you unless we kind of were already attracted or saw you already as a potential partner in the future.
Right. Right.
We
So,
need to give you that kind of time of day.
right.
So that's the way that I probably am viewing it from a man's perspective, but I'm realizing that I don't know. And that's why I'm asking this question, because
Yes. So
that
a
didn't cross my
healthier connection, it will be increased investment over time.
yeah.
Over time, as they get more data on you, same way that you are, you probably increase investment over time, increase access to you, increase how much energy and attention you give the person. Maybe they hit a point where like you'll cook for them, right? You're not cooking on the first date though, right? You're not doing anything like
Yeah.
that. But probably he sticks around long enough and consistent, you'll be like, all right, yeah. You get a little
But
bit
I
more
have
intimate.
like, I'm sorry to cut you off, but
Go
I have
ahead.
like this sudden belief that men know exactly what it is that they want from the beginning.
No.
If not, they wouldn't even pursue it.
Nope. Nope. They know, we know the same thing that y'all know, which is this person is physically attractive. Now
Okay.
here's the caveat. Men and women are at different levels of psychological development. So some men, if they're physically attracted to you, they are sold. They ain't the one you want though.
Okay.
You don't want the one who's sold off because you're not special then. He don't like you, he likes your container.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
So then if he just is choosing you off the physicality alone, then what separates you from all the other beautiful women, which is a commodity nowadays?
Definitely.
You can purchase
Yeah.
beauty. So that don't mean shit. So yeah, you don't want that one. You don't want the one who's sold just on your physicality. So if you have a man who's investing that much, there's a couple of things going on. Either he's that type of man I just described, who's just sold on physical appearance, or he's trying to overwhelm you, destabilize you through a lot of love and affection, effectively love bombing you to get what he wants. Right? Or the things he's doing for you is so meaningless because he has such excess that this is just the tried and true approach that he uses on everybody. I've had guys ask, like, should I get flowers on the first date? Typically, I'm like, no. And they're like, why? And women disagree with me on this. And I'm like, because you don't know her yet. If I was a woman, I would be like, you got me flowers on the first date. You just do this for everybody then. Every date you go on, you just get flowers. Because you don't know me yet. So it's like, all the thing you know about me is you're physically attracted. I'm assuming you only date women who you're physically attracted to, which would mean you're getting every woman who you're physically attracted to flowers. Every woman you go on a date with flowers. It's meaningless now. But you wait until like the second or third date, it hits different because it's like, oh, I actually enjoy you. So here.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that's really helpful.
Yeah, healthier orientation is someone is assessing you the same way that you're assessing them. They're not being performative to win you. They see you, they're curious, they go on the date to get more data. As they get more data, they determine they like you, their investment increases.
Got it. I feel like this is like never really talked about.
Right, I'm gonna make some content about it. I'm glad you asked this question.
Yeah, because I'm like, I understand the concept of love bombing and stuff, but then it's like, I don't know. I don't even know what that's supposed to, I don't know yeah, I don't know what like a healthy introduction of dating is supposed to look like anymore because of the fact that different men do different things,
Right.
and then it's, you know, you can have chemistry with someone, um and then you find out if you're compatible afterwards. So I don't know, like, and then it gets confusing because yeah, you just never realize what their intentions were from the first place because they were so open and nice and generous, or you
Right.
know, whatever it is that they were doing. It's just like misleading. So
Yeah, it's
I'm
hard to
starting to,
navigate because you don't have like a objective, like you don't have like a real solid frame of reference. You know what I
exactly.
mean? So it's
Yeah,
just
especially in this new world of dating. Like, had it been just like, you know, the past years when I'm in college, or like just meeting people from work, like that's just different. But when it comes to just like, you know, you're out in the world and you're meeting new people that you don't know what that's supposed to really look like.
right, right. So yeah, it's like that's how I would look at it for sure. Um, yeah, and it doesn't even matter, I would say, where the starting point is, as long as the investment increases and then there is consistency, which is even more nuanced, because there are differences. Like men are raised differently, right? They may have abiding by some notion of chivalry, but it should increase and it should be consistent for sure.
And you have like any other like at least like ideas of like what that really looks like for different kinds of men, or like what you do? Like, how do you show like how do you do it? I don't know.
With me, it's more, you get more access to my time. I'm busy.
Okay.
So you get more access to my time. I start to make certain provisions for you. Like I start to value you more, value your opinion, ask you your opinion, share vulnerable things. That's another thing. Glad you asked that question, because people are so focused on like the external things that people are doing, the money spent, the gifts given, that they miss the internal access that they're allowing. Right? So when I'm first getting to know you, you don't get that much access into my internal world. I'll give you a little bit, just enough to keep the conversation going. You don't get all the access though. As things progress, I give you more access, and more access, then more access. I'm revealing the layers of the onion one layer at a time.
Right? I see.
Right, as everyone should do, to be honest with you. You don't give everybody like the full. It unfolds like a novel, not a monologue. Right.
That's really interesting. I think for me personally, I'm pretty open. Like, I don't mind. I'm not like trauma dumping or like allowing you to know. I don't know. Like, there are certain things that I guess I could keep private, but I don't necessarily like. I'm not really that reserved, so
Right.
That's why I kind of like.
As a woman,
find
I
it
wouldn't.
normal to share.
Yeah, as a woman, I wouldn't do that just because of how the dynamics play out. Because there are performative men out there who are just trying to gain access, right? When you have that policy, that open door policy of just, I'll answer any question that you ask and reveal anything that you want to know about, you give them data that they can then weaponize. I'm not telling you this so that you get on like be defensive. It's just you got to have some degree of like discernment when it comes to dealing with this. Like, for example, I remember I was talking to a woman and she was abstaining, and she was dating men who weren't, right? Not intentionally, she just happened to date men who weren't abstaining, right? And she would tell them like, I'm abstaining. What about you? And they're like, yeah, me too, right? Why would they not say that? Yeah. They know saying no is going to disqualify them. So they're going to tell you what they need to tell you to keep access, right? So yeah, you reveal things slowly over time. You look at it as like people have to earn access to your inner world, right? They have to earn access, and they earn access through consistency.
Okay.
Because if somebody's coming at you with their love bombing, the weakness of a love bomber is, I can't keep this shit up.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Well, I'll take notes. Thank you.
No problem, love. Best of luck to you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Shooters. You got another one. My bad, Ava. I didn't mean to mute you, love. You gotta unmute yourself.
That's okay.
How you doing?
So can I just ask you advice about a first date I went on, or is that not?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I will.
Uh-oh. You wrestling? Eva, I can't hear a word you saying. It sounds like somebody got you in a full Nelson.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
There we go. I got you now. I didn't hear
Hello?
anything else. I can hear you now.
Okay. So, the first date went good. We talked for like over 3 hours and until the bar closed. And I started to overthink, like maybe I said too much. I mean, I didn't trauma dump or anything. I just talked about how like I lived in Amsterdam at one point, how close my mom and I are, like how a little bit unconventional my childhood, like my high school life was. Like my mom would let me throw parties, nothing crazy. Talked about being an actor, blah, blah, blah. The date went well. Afterwards, he messaged me, said he had a really good time. And then texted me the next day, made a joke about like how my post-date meeting went with my mom, said that he was going to be kind of busy, wanted to see me again, but is going to be going to Costa Rica in 2 weeks. It's been a week. I haven't heard from him since. Should I just like move on?
How long was he going to Costa Rica for?
I think it's like a week, but he leaves in 2 weeks from Thursday, the last time we talked, which was Friday.
Oh, so he hasn't even left yet.
No.
Okay. How'd you meet him?
He was a firefighter in my building, and my friend gave him my number.
Firefighter. So he's a firefighter. Very handsome guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So he has a lot of options, I imagine. That's really all this is. I think sometimes we just assume that if things don't go our way, that we did something wrong.
Yeah.
That's not, I mean, sometimes that's the truth, right? What I tell people is the way that you can discern if you're really making a mistake is if it has become a pattern. So, like, I'll talk to guys and they'll tell me, like, I can't get past the first date. Like, the last 3 or 4 times I went on dates, I can't get past the first date. Okay, well, that's a pattern. You're repeating the same situation. But if you're like, oh, one time I couldn't get past the first date, but then the other time I turned her to a girlfriend, and the other time we had 3 dates and then we cut it off. There's no pattern established. So those situations probably had unique outcomes, unique variables that caused whatever outcome occurred. So with this one, I don't think you telling him about your relationship with your mother and acting would be like, oh, you're an actor? P.U. Right? I don't think that was the situation. I think it's more so like he probably just, he could have met somebody else. His ex could have came back. He could be in a full-fledged relationship, right? And he's like, oh, cheating's exhausting, right? Like, there's a lot of stuff a lot of variables that could have played into why he just didn't text you. It's not always on you. But if that was a common theme with your dating life, then I think that warrants investigation.
No, this is like the first time I've been on a first date, been told he wanted to see me again, and then just like never.
Oh, so this is completely outside of your normal.
Never.
This is completely outside your normal experience. This is completely outside of your normal experience.
Yeah.
So you're like, what is going on? Normally they're eating out of the palm of my hand by now. I got you. Yeah, that's all this is. It's just he has, it's a desirable guy who's a firefighter, right? It's like a fantasy career for a lot of women. So it's like he probably has a lot of options, love, and it's
Yeah.
it's just how it is.
It's not me, it's him.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you.
No problem, love. Best of luck to you.
Thanks.
All right, Shelton. That hose. Relax, chat. Tranquilo. Shelton, are you there? All right, no more calls. If you have a question, you can drop it in the chat. I'll kick it with y'all for a minute. I'm talking about a little minutia. After 5 dates, no next date plan. Can I ask to see him? How long ago was the last date? Also, people, you need help dating relationships. Few slots left open. Hour-long strategy call. You have a clear action plan for what you should do to resolve your issue, along with 2 weeks of DM support. So hit that button at the bottom of the screen with the arrow inside the dialogue box. Shoot me a DM. We'll talk about it. Miles, no more calls. Calls are done. Calls are done. I didn't like his profile pic anyway, so definitely gotta receive the boot. The boot. So you really think I'm gonna go back to my ex for real? Who are you, love? I don't know if I recognize. I don't think what Thanos say. I don't even know who you are. 10 days ago, but he invited me to an event at the end of the month. Okay, I will see how the event goes. Ain't nothing out here, go back. There's things out here, bro. There ain't nothing out here in the places y'all looking. That's the problem. Ain't nothing on these dating apps. Tell you that much. Ain't nothing in the club. Except for Hannah throwing ass. I don't know if Hannah's in the chat. There's some pressure in this live, though. I will say that. So y'all definitely should be shooting in the chat. This is Club Marquette. Huh, interesting. What's your advice for long distance? Long distance? Depends on how frequently y'all see one another. The main reason why long distance fails for two reasons. One, the frequency of in-person contact isn't frequent enough. Two, once the relationship solidifies, there's no plan as to how and when you're going to close the gap. You got to have a plan. You can't just stay perpetually in a long distance dynamic. How soon should the second date be? I'll say within a week. When I first meet people, it's like a 1 date per week cadence. And we may increase that if, I'm feeling you. It's rare time I've saw somebody twice in a week when I first met them. That's happened once. Just once, though. Why do guys want girls to fly to them first? So they can do a deep dive on that womb. They want to explore that womb. They want to rent out that womb. They want to Amazon Prime that womb. They want to DoorDash that womb. You feel me? That's what's happening. That's what's happening. Is it normal to only have date nights with boyfriend once a week? Hold on. Is it normal to only have date nights with boyfriend once a week and no smets? I mean, once a week date nights with your boyfriend, that sounds pretty typical. What do you mean no smets, though? Like he's not trying to? Or you not trying to give it up? What's the situation? Once a week is good, depending on how early the relationship is. Hold on. We haven't had sex in about 3 months. I try. Something's going on, love. Something's going on. 3 months is not normal. Coach have matched dating apps for 2 weeks. Plan to meet. But we never exchanged numbers. He never asked. Okay, you matched 2 weeks ago. He didn't ask for the number yet. Ay, ay, ay. I would count that as a loss, beloved. Appreciate you, Shari. Appreciate the gifts. I'm always very appreciative of the gifts. If somebody else wants to send some gifts, much appreciated. The big ones. The big ones. We haven't had Smets in about 3 months. I tried. Yeah, the Smets thing, man. Do you think he's not sexually attracted to me? Appreciate Dominique, everybody else. It's possible, love. Has anything shifted on your end? I'm not blaming you. I'm trying to figure it out. Has there been any change? Has there been any change? Appreciate you, Dominique. No, I've lost a lot of weight though. Is that a good thing or a bad thing, per your perspective? Like, were you on the heavier end and you lost weight, or are you like translucent if you turn around? Translucent? Is that the word, or transparent? Transparent, right? Hold on, what does translucent mean? I don't like using the wrong words. Perplexity. To the salon. Translucent. Oh, it works. That's what happens when you read a lot. You'll just start thinking of words. It just come out of your mouth. And you're like, I don't know if that word fits. And it's like, no, it does. It fits. All right. I don't know how to bring up my issues with him. Have you talked to him about it? Like, it starts with the conversation. Like, talk to him about it. Be like, hey, this womb is empty. What's going on? I haven't had any, it's been vacant for some time. No occupants. No occupants. So what's going on with you, mister? Huh? Let's see what he says. Hey, so I haven't had an orgasm in forever. I mean, you could say that, but I think that's the right energy. I think, like, kind of like not even being accusatory. Just lead with curiosity. Hey, I noticed I haven't been cracked in quite some time. Is there something going on? You've not hit these cheeks for weeks. What's going on with that? But I mean, it can't be good. 3 months can't be good though. Appreciate you, Dev. Can't be good. 3 months is a problem. Maybe he has something going on. Maybe it's like because it's like he's still dating you though. You know what I mean? So that's the good sign. Yeah, put vacancy like right on your cheeks. Just walk around with vacancy, like a kick me sign, but it says vacancy. That would make me laugh. Yeah, so he's still investing in the relationship. It might be like an issue with him. Lavender relationship, not necessarily. How long have I been together? At this point, he is a eunuch. I used to have a big fear of being a eunuch. I'm not gonna lie. I watched Ripley's Believe It or Not when I was a kid, and this man got his meat shot off. No meat. Missing meat. Meat missing in action. Had a funeral in memory of meat. So he got his meat shot off. And I said, oh, that can happen? I don't know why I thought my meat was indestructible. I thought your meat had like ate the star on Mario or some shit. Like you couldn't hurt it. I was like, wait, my meat is like the rest of my body? It can be damaged? And at worst, shot off? Oh no, new fear unlocked. I have to wear bulletproof drawers in this bitch. Whatever drawers 50 Cent wears, I'm gonna have to wear them drawers. Bulletproof drawers. But on Ripley's Believe It or Not, actually in that situation when he got his meat shut off, you know, they took his middle finger and turned it into new meat. They took his middle finger and turned it into new meat. You saw that one, Hannah? So you know I'm not bullshitting. They took his middle finger and turned it in. I would have been like, can you take all my fingers? Can we take all my fingers and give me mega meat? Can we throw some toes in there? Mega meat. I'm trying to throw that bitch over my shoulder. Like a rifle. Turn the bitch into a lasso. Where you going, girl? Get your back over here. Mega meat. Mega meat. I don't know, how do you turn a finger? Amputate your leg, right? How do you turn a finger into some meat, bro? That's crazy. Use a pinky finger for micro meat? Nah. Take all my fingers. Mega meat. You can't feel. I'm sure he doesn't feel anything anymore. I think they asked him, you feel it? I feel it. I feel it. So, but yeah, new fear was unlocked for sure. It's not the same sensation. It can't be. It can't be the same sensation. Which is like a, you know, yeah, this part is still recording on YouTube. I'm sure that's like, it's not the ideal situation, but at least you have meat. You know what I mean? At least you still have meat. You went from meat to no meat to back to meat. It's always better to have meat than no meat. Mm-hmm. First person meat got a fingerprint. That's crazy. Probably unlock his phone with his meat. The word meat is losing all meaning. I would like to say the real word is just TikTok, so I gotta use meat. It's funny though, so it helps me entertain. Wait, now he ain't got fingers to jack the meat? No, they took one. They took one finger. They took one finger, just one. But yeah, I don't know if he has like a fingernail on it still. That would be weird. Huh. Anyway, so yes, that was. Do y'all have any kind of weird fears? I think the weirdest fear I've heard is like Jordan Peele's fear of doppelgangers. That was another fear that I now have because I never thought about it before. But when he said that he had a fear of doppelgangers, I was like, actually, that would be horrifying. To have someone look just like you, wanting to cause harm. That fear I had since that movie. Yeah, like just somebody looking just like you. Like exactly like you. It's your face trying to get you. What? Because one, you're terrified, but you're also very confused. Or there's someone like you but terrible at dating? Impossible. Just looking exactly like you but doing harm that gets it right. It's horrifying. It's horrifying. Really, the scariest image I can think of is at nighttime opening a window and there's somebody just staring in that bitch. That's the scariest image in my head that I've ever seen. Just open your window at night, just a person. Horrifying. Horrifying. You ever seen people who have houses where they're like, there's just glass surrounding the doorway and shit? There's just nothing covering it. Why do you do that? Because I always imagine just staring at you, bro. That's horrifying to me. And I always imagine it. I don't know how to stop. Or if someone's standing over you while you're sleeping, yes. Just someone staring at you, period, in just weird situations is just horrifying to me. Because you can't be up to no good staring at somebody like that. You watch too many horror movies? I don't watch horror movies at all, actually. Last horror movie I saw was on a date. I saw, what's it called? The one with the kids that disappeared and they like ran down the street with their arms extended. What's that called? Weapons. I saw Weapons. It was cool. Weapons was cool. I don't know what it is about so many women loving horror movies. I don't like them. Like women love horror movies and like true crime for some reason. Like, do y'all get off on like crime? How would y'all explain it? What is women's obsessed with like true crime? I wonder what that is. If I think about it long enough, I'll come up with an answer. I think it's the trying to figure it out part. Yeah, maybe. Romanticizing serial killers because they often look good. I think it's not, I don't think it's they look good. I think it's like the dominance part of it. It's like the dark part of the female psyche when it comes to fantasies. Because you have to understand, the feminine sexual drive is socially conditioned to be repressed. So it's socially conditioned for women to repress their sexual desires, right? We repress things, it gets darker. So there is a deep desire for women to like be dominated with consent, but dominated, right? I was conditioned by my mom to watch true crime to avoid becoming a victim, right? You know too much, sir. Right, I know. To be dominated. So, but sometimes I can go to the extreme. So then the dark fantasy takes over of like being dominated, like for real. Ravaged. She's like, so what did we learn from this? So she would have you take notes on true crime? You tell a man that and suddenly he's scared, right? Yeah, men aren't conditioned to understand like the sexual desires that women really have. It would scare a lot of men. It's two things that both of the sexes don't understand or underappreciate. There's a better term. I'm tired though, so I can't find it. Underestimate. Women underestimate how romantic men are, and men underestimate how sexual women are. Big gap in what men and women understand about one another. Right, yeah. So women underestimate how romantic men are, and men underestimate how sexual women are. Women generally don't want like the same frequency of sex as men do, but they have a much deeper craving for it. is deeper than what men appreciate. They enjoy it more. It's a different experience from them than it is for us. It's the ovulation, right? Right. My mom's at, okay, Eva, you're still here. Cool. Eva, the mom said that you're planning the mod get together. The mod trip that we're going on. I think it's biblical. The Bible says, women, your desire shall be for your husband. Might be. Sure. Definitely might be. You hate planning things. What? Okay, so we gotta give that responsibility to Hannah then. I spend money so someone else can do it. You sound like me. I'll spend some bread really quick for convenience. Like, I don't want to do this. You do it. You do it. I was disappointed with my coach. I saw a video he made talking about, he was interviewing somebody who was talking about what is it? How do you pronounce it? Polygyny. Polygyny? Is that how you pronounce it? Basically saying that, like, they're having a conversation, like, biblically, it's never explicitly stated that you should be monogamous. And I was like, oh my God, bro. And the guy who was being interviewed, like, he was a specialist with this shit. And he was giving this story like, well, actually, you know, I used to struggle when I was younger with the idea of monogamy because, you know, you had to wonder and I wanted more than one woman. And I actually waited a long time to get with somebody because it felt like such a heavy decision. If you would have told me when I was 21, 22 years old that I could have more than one wife, I would have married somebody. And I was like, interesting, because that does make sense, right? Logically, that makes sense. I said, okay, tell me more, right? I'll entertain you. And then he was like, and when we look at the Old Testament, like the guys who wrote the Bible, they were all in polygyny. So like these guys wrote the book that your religion is based off of. Why would you ignore this? It doesn't clearly say. And I said, that's where you lost me. That's where you lost me. You're rationalizing. Because one, you got to read the Bible in context. That's the first thing. Anyone who reads the Bible knows that. You got to read it within context. So you're doing some mental gymnastics to justify doing something that you wanted to do. They had a whole 90-minute conversation about this shit. And they were making very good intellectual arguments. They were making very good intellectual arguments, which is proof that the intellect can lead you astray. It's a good tool. It is a terrible master. So, because I was like, you could tear that argument apart in a second. One, in every one of those situations, part of the story was having all these women led these men to ruin. David's kingdom was fractured because of his dealings with women. Solomon was led astray from God because of all the wives he had, right? He was conveniently ignoring that. Secondarily, your whole premise serves the flesh, not the spirit. This whole conversation is about the flesh. It's not even talking about the spirit at all. Whole 90-minute conversation is you just talking about what would satisfy your flesh. So just from that perspective, it's nonsense. Just from that perspective, it's nonsense. You gotta be careful, man. Gotta be careful. People will lead you astray. They were making good arguments though, but it was bullshit arguments. So you gotta have discernment, right? It's necessary. All right, what kind of last minute questions do we have? Should I do things I find romantic in a relationship or what she finds? Both. It's not an either or thing. Both. You can do romantic things that you like, and you can do romantic things that she like. Gotta respect people's love languages. People like to manipulate those love languages. Who was that? I don't know if this was on live or if this was like a client or a free call that I gave. This was definitely on the live, but he was talking about how this woman that he was dating told him, and ladies, I better not hear none of y'all using this tactic. I keep my ear to the ground. I know what y'all doing out here. Rushi, I know what you're doing. Eva, I know what you're doing. Super, I know what you're doing. I keep my ear to the ground. All right? Don't think I don't be knowing what's going on out here. Okay? I know what's going on out here. All right. So he said, Shorty was like, she asked him, what are your love languages? Like, what's your love language? And he was like, oh, physical touch, right? And then he was like, what's yours? And she said, receiving gifts. And what, Maj, y'all remember this call? This was a long time ago. She told him her love language was receiving gifts, right? And I think her birthday was coming up in a couple of days. You remember that one, Eva? Well, I think it was her birthday or something, right? And he got her, I think she said receiving gifts, and she started like to name her favorite gifts, and they were all like luxury items. And then her birthday came up shortly after, and he got her like something small, and she was very upset. And she was like, hey, I didn't really like what you got me. He was like, what do you mean? She was like, well, I told you my love language was receiving gifts. I told you what kind of gifts I liked, and you didn't get me that. I said she was running game on you, brother. Because first off, when people say receiving gifts as a love language, it's not about the price. It's about the thought of getting the gift. So when we talking about like luxury items, that's not what the love language is talking about. It means like I went to the grocery store or the gas station. I know you like Mountain Dew, so I got you this Mountain Dew. Got me the Mountain Dew? Cold Red? Baja Blast? You shouldn't have. That's receiving gifts. Not like I got you a new car for Valentine's Day. You're being manipulated, brother. You're being manipulated. So, exactly. A true lover receiving gifts like the small things like chocolate. Right, right. I said, she was running game on you hard, bro. Because he was actually considering it. It was working. That's why I say I don't want to hear any of my ladies in the chat using that on nobody. Oh, and we had another person do the same thing. A man, though. This is what he did. So he was in a long-term relationship with this woman who he never met. And they were about to meet. They were going on a trip together. Which was, I think they were staying in a hotel. They were going on a trip together. And he said, hey, what's your love language? Apparently that's the new meta, is to like talk about love languages and then tie whatever it is you want to the love language. He said, hey, so what's your love language? And she told him, and then he was like, mine is physical touch. Right? So they went on the trip. They stayed together. and she didn't let him sleep with her, right? So after the trip, he got mad and he was like, "I told you my love language was physical touch." Oh man, people are ridiculous, bro. Mine actually is physical touch, right? But it's not like sexual though, right? Mine is physical touch, but only a specific part of my body. My meat. I like my meat touched. So that's my love language. I guess that's how people are understanding it. It's like that's not what the physical touch is. Should guys have sex expectations if you vacation together? I mean, should is a strong word, but do we often do? Sure. Imagine just joining the live stream. Yeah, I'm sure people are very shocked when they come up here when I'm done answering questions. Actually, can I move this? I can. I'll leave it there for a second. But yeah, just people's attempts at manipulation is hilarious. I wouldn't go on a trip with someone that I wouldn't sleep with. There we go. Ding, ding, ding. That's the right answer. Acts of service is so slept on. You know what? I think there are, based on your attachment style, there's love languages that are associated with it. Anxious people are typically going to tell you quality time, and that might be a good way to discern what someone's attachment style is, but you just ask their love language. I just thought of that. Anxious people are typically going to say quality time or physical touch because you have to be near them for them to get their love language. Avoidant people, 100% of the time, have told me acts of service. Hundred percent of the time, it's top 2 for avoidant people. It's top 2 for avoidant people. It's always acts of service. Mine is acts of service, but I'm anxious. Okay. Yeah, it's maybe 100%. But for avoidance, it acts of service. Right? Because they're so independent. So they appreciate a little help. And it doesn't feel threatening to them because you're not verbally affirming it. You're not with like words of affirmation. You're not affirming it through touch. You're not affirming it by encroaching upon their space. You're just doing some shit for them and getting out the way. It's like, oh, you got my oil changed. Thank you. I can use that new oil to create more distance. Mine is quality time, but each in our corner. That ain't quality time either. They're just there. How is that quality time? What makes it quality? Knowing that you are there, that's not gonna cut it. That's not gonna cut it. It don't work like that. I feel that. Let me paint or play my guitar while you do your thing, as long as we're together. Victoria, won't you want playing the guitar earlier? You gotta stop playing the guitar for people. Eva said, "You gonna hear these songs, damn it. You gonna hear these songs." Victoria says, "Somebody is gonna hear this music." I'm gonna bring you up on the live one day, Victoria, and I'm gonna have you play a song for us, all right? I know you itching for a performance. gonna have you play us out. On tomorrow's live, you hear? You're gonna play us out. Like this is out of the box or some shit. You have a little goodbye song. Hey, Squidward and his clarinet. No, you're not gonna bother the joke. I would appreciate the guitar playing. I'm gonna be in this bitch swaying. You know? That's what I'm gonna do. My phone calls quality time? I guess it depends on the person. It's saying that if anybody wants a session, click the link. Right. Right. Victoria, what song are you gonna play for us? What song are you gonna play for us? Okay. Victoria kind of pressure. Hey, shooters in the chat. Victoria likes to play the guitar. She told me nude. She told me she likes to play the guitar nude. That's what she told me. She just puts it. She positions it so all the good parts are, and then she just be strumming that shit. Just be strumming that shit, right? So if y'all like that, if y'all like a natural hair cutie who like to play the guitar nude, shoot that DM off. Shoot that DM off. Show her a good time while making eye contact. That would freak me out, actually. Not gonna lie. Don't make eye contact while you play the guitar. That should be illegal. Spanish guitar? I don't think I know what a Spanish guitar looks like. Let me look it up. Okay. That's what I just think a regular guitar is, actually. About to have her DM overly loaded, right? I mean, I don't know, man. Some of these guys here in the chat be scared to shoot, so I don't know. Them Africans ain't. They're gonna be in that. They're gonna be in that inbox. With the worst game you've ever heard in your life. 35, looking for wife. Is that you? Have I found her? If you're shooting from Mars. You play guitar naked. Camera down. Guitar down. Guitar down. Put the guitar down. I need to see what's behind the guitar. Put the guitar down. All right, people. I'm heading in. Again, want an hour-long strategy call? You know what to do. DM or ask about your situation. If I can help you, and only if I can help you, then I will send you a link so that you can book your call. All right. So just shoot over that DM. What else I got? You want to watch these streams? If you ever miss a show, I stream on YouTube. Link is in bio for that. Go like, subscribe, all that shit. Appreciate the mods. Appreciate the chat. I will see you all tomorrow at noon. Y'all take care.